Oh, are you feeling better, Goose?
Yeah, I'm okay, Darren. You're pretty heavy, though.
Negative.
All right, well, while Hex is away taking some of her healing soup to Barjo, why don't we review Scribblenauts Remix?
Affirmative. Just get this out of the way. Right. The first Scribblenauts came out on the DS back in 2009, and it caused a sensation because it promised to be a game where you could create absolutely anything and then see how those things interact. It didn't quite live up to the hype, but it still let you try out some crazy experiments. God versus the devil, vampires versus zombies, it was anything goes. Unfortunately, with all those weird combinations, it also meant it was rather buggy.
Yeah, that's right, but Scribblenauts Remix is a new game for mobile devices that combines levels from the previous 2 DS games and compresses the strengths and weaknesses of the previous titles into 40-odd levels. For those who came in late, Scribblenauts puts you in control of Maxwell, a little chap in a rooster hat. He needs to reach a starite to finish each level, and it only appears when you solve puzzles. None of the marathon platform challenges from the original are here. Instead, all the puzzles are fairly short and to the point. Some only require a single action for our hero to get his hands on that special star stuff.
Maxwell's world is very meta. All the humans and animals are jointed together like paper cutouts, and the vehicles and backgrounds look like sets in a play. It's all an elaborate puppet show. The creators clearly have a sense of humour.
The controls are pretty simple. You simply touch and hold anywhere to move Maxwell, or you drag 2 fingers to control the camera, but you'll have to use the American spelling of words like colour and centre.
I was more concerned about the loose use of synonyms. Enter tank and APC and you get exactly the same thing, when in reality they are very different vehicles. Enter Harrier and you get a bird.
Yeah, I see what you mean, but it's not that big of a deal, is it, Daz? See what I did there? I went and Americanized you.
Affirmative. The problem is that there are too many layers between you and the game. You tap out words on an imaginary keyboard on the finicky touchscreen. Robot. R-O-B-R.
Well, it might be a bit difficult for your pass-to-scoop hands, Darren, but there is the option to now use voice control.
Affirmative, but only on the very latest phones.
Yeah, good point.
Then there's the unpredictable, glitchy movement of the game characters and objects. Plus there's the bizarro world logic of how all those objects interact. Sometimes the results make little sense.
Well, let's not forget that this version is a port, which means it's an entirely different developer. Sometimes ports feel seamless, but sometimes it feels like they're banging a square peg in a round hole.
Affirmative. Sometimes you feel like you're in complete control, but the very next moment you feel like you're wearing mittens on top of washing up gloves, trying to do a crossword puzzle in another language.
Good description. Well, that's the kicker, isn't it? Scribblenauts Remix is sort of a guessing game where you guess the best way how to guess. You throw something against a wall and see if it sticks, so it's more of a toy than a game. 6.5 from me, Daz.
It was amazing when it was new, but now the novelty is definitely worn off. I could only really recommend this if you've never played a Scribblenauts before. 6 rubber chickens from me.
Let's see what happens if we put a robot against a ninja.
Oh, try it. A giant robot.
Giant robot?
Yes, against a tiny ninja.
I can guess who's going to win that one.
Oh, could go either way.
Ninja!
Negative.